I'll lead it off here. Our thoughts and prayers are with Damar Hamlin and his family and his loved ones and his teammates, the coaches, the entire Bills organization. We've always had a great deal of respect for them. I think that's grown much deeper, obviously, with what we've all seen transpire. And so certainly we're pulling for Damar, hoping for the most positive outlook, and looking forward to him seeing all the support that he's getting from his team, his community, people around the league, his family. That'll be a great day when he's able to see that. I also want to point out a lot of other people that I thought just did an outstanding job handling the situation the other day. All the medical professionals that were involved, the Bills trainers, the Bills doctors, our trainers, our doctors, the paramedics, the emergency response team. I thought that they were on it. They were composed. It was obviously a complicated situation on the field that everybody was trying to process. And for me personally, being down there and seeing the composure that everybody involved had, obviously not knowing how the situation was going to unfold, I was led to believe that it was going to be positive because of how they handled it. And I think that's important to point out that they were prepared and that they gave Damar the best chance. So that was well done by all them, and I was really impressed and thankful for the work they'd put in to be ready for moments like that, and the way they handled it I think was important for everybody to see. I also want to point out University Hospital, the doctors and the nurses that are over there helping Damar and his family, the security over there that's doing their best to allow them to maintain their privacy. Obviously, as an organization, we're doing everything we can to support them, but at the same time give them privacy. And so I think that's something you've really seen both communities rally around. Buffalo, Cincinnati, the NFL community really rally around Damar and the Bills. And we're doing everything we can to support them and make them feel comfortable, but at the same time make sure that they have privacy as a family to manage this situation. I also want to point out the officials, Sean Smith and his crew. I thought did a tremendous job handling a situation in which there was no rule book, there's no protocols for how to handle that. I thought that they really did a good job of everyone that was on the field could feel the seriousness of the situation, and they did a great job of stepping back and asking the Bills what they needed, us what we needed, giving us the space to process. I thought that they just did a tremendous job of allowing all that to unfold and everybody getting to the decision that ultimately was get to. But I thought that Sean and his crew really managed a difficult situation in which there's really not much precedence that I've ever been a part of. I thought that they handled that really well. And again, just Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane and the entire organization, their support in the moment for Damar, and you could just see how that team felt about him and the impact he has on them. Was class all the way. I always knew Sean. We never worked together, never had a meal together or anything, but always had respect for him. But seeing the way that he handled his team, just deepened that respect for him and verified everything that I always thought he was about as a man. And, just to kind of give context of what we were dealing with on the field as it happened. Because I've watched the TV copy just to kind of see what everybody else saw. And if you think about it, we're on the field. We've been in that situation many times where there's an injury to an opponent, and you give them the space to operate. And so as our team made it on the field, and you could see the reaction of the players that were out there and how they were impacted, mostly their guys, a couple of our guys, you could quickly see the seriousness of the nature, that it was different than anything we'd experienced. And during those moments, all everyone's hoping for is the best case scenario with Damar. No one's processing whether this game is going to be played or delayed. That's not going through anyone's mind. I've seen the TV copies now, and everybody else was kind of forced to think that way because they're not down there in the moment. So people get a chance to process what's going to happen. That never crossed any of our minds. It was just, how is this player going to be okay? So then when the ambulance starts to pull away is really the first moment anyone gets to even think about anything. And in that moment, it came together with Sean McDermott and the officials kind of led the way there, and it was determined, just to take a few moments as teams to just process what had happened and separate and go to our sidelines and just take a few moments to process, because no one had that chance. I look at Sean and those players, all they were doing is looking at their teammate and their brother and hoping for the best there. That's the only thing going through their minds. I didn't say a word to anybody the entire time except for TB, who knew Damar, and I could tell that he was going through it. So I could just see the expressions on Jordan Poyer's face and Josh Allen's face and TB's face, and so you're processing just how awful the situation was. We separated as teams. The officials again did a great job of coming over to me and saying, "Hey, still trying to process this moment here, Coach McDermott and their team." And so instead of playing telephone on separate sidelines, the decision was made just to go over there and make sure we're all, talking together. And I won't disclose any of the private conversations Sean and I had except for this. When I got over there, the first thing he said was, "I need to be at the hospital tomorrow, and I shouldn't be coaching this game." And so that to me provides all the clarity, because there was no unprecedented is the word that gets thrown out a lot about this situation, because that's what it is. But in that moment, he really showed who he was, that all his focus was just on Damar and being there for him, being there for his family at the hospital. And at that point, I think everything trended in the direction it needed to trend, and the right decisions were made there. But again, just the way that I really felt Sean McDermott led in that moment for his players. He was there for his players. He processed the right way, which was incredibly difficult, and really helped us get to the solution that we needed to get to. I think was really good. So that's really all I have about the situation. Again, the thoughts and prayers should be with Damar and his family. The support with the Buffalo Bills. Obviously, we've got people on our team that are affected that knew Damar from high school, Cal Adamitis. Tyler Boyd played with him. Plenty of guys are around him in the offseason that had relationships with him, and so we'll continue to support those guys and our players on our team. But again, a lot of support goes to the Buffalo Bills and Damar and his family.
What's been the message to the team?